Hey, you guys, what is going on? I am here to do a top five of currency pairs that I am looking at for the night. So, I am on multiple platforms right now. So, I am on Instagram, I am on TradingView and YouTube at the same time. So, just a little quick live stream. Just over, like I said, the top five currency pairs that I am looking at. Now, this doesn't mean that I am only looking at these five. I still have my particular few that I look at every single week. But what I am going to be more focused on is how these pairs are trending. So before we get into it, because this is going to be really quick, I'm going to try to keep it under like 10 to 15 minutes. So I want you guys to remember that this week there is fundamentals that's going to be coming out this week. So y'all, please be careful. Okay. Please be careful. Now, also, when it comes to this week as well, just understand that the analysis I'm going to give you guys is more so swing trading analysis because I am a swing trader. So I'm looking at higher time frames like the daily, the weekly, the 4 hour, and the optional 1 hour. But tonight we will be focused more on the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame for tonight. Mainly because with NFP coming out, non-farm payrolls coming out, and then in addition with there being heavy news this week, I'm not looking to hold trades this week. Last week was a good week to hold trades. This week, not so much. So just remember that. Also, too, here we focus on trend trading. So currency pairs that are showing clear signs of trends, showing clear signs of an uptrend, showing clear signs of a downtrend. And that's what I'm going to be showing you guys, okay? So that's what we're going to be focused on. Now, I want you guys to remember that when it comes to a trend, you just need two highs and two lows. But if price invalidates the trend, you guys, the setups are invalid, which means we do not trade those. We either go to the next currency pair or we follow up with that pair later on in the week, just depending on what day it is, right? So let's go ahead and let's get into the analysis. Now, first one is going to be Euro New Zealand dollar. Now, I'm actually liking Euro New Zealand dollar. I don't really trade her often, but I like what she's showing. I'm liking her trend. So I have three screens up. If you're on Instagram, you probably only see two, but I have three chart layouts. So on my far left hand side, this is the daily. And then in the middle, this is the 4 hour. And then on my far right hand side, this is the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to show you guys how price moves the same on every time frame because I know a lot of traders say, Shaquan, when I drop in the time frames, it just seems like price is doing something different. Price doesn't do anything different. It's all about the cycles in which you're trading. So let me show you guys really quick. You guys can see that here on my daily time frame, price is pushing up, right? We had a strong push up last week. On the 4 hour time frame, it's showing that same push, okay? Like this wick right here on the daily, this is what it is. It's candlesticks on a lower time frame, okay? So the focus shouldn't be on how high something is going or how low something is going, but where you need price to pull back to so you can enter the trade, okay? So this is where the analysis has to begin here. So on the 4 hour time frame, I'm noticing that price made a new high at 1.76, 660, 670 area. Now, what I would like to see is if price can give us a pullback back down around 1.68391, but stay above that exchange rate. Now, the reason why I'm saying that I wanted to stay above is because price literally just made a new higher high. Now, when it comes to trading, I want you guys to remember that we are trading discounts in price, right? Discounts in currencies. So the last discounted price was at the higher low at 1.68391. So if I want price to stay above it, that means my structure, wherever I want, price to stay above, needs to stay above that exchange rate. And I have it right here. So if price can come back within my zone in between around 1.69330 and then 1.69155, I am more inclined to want to take a buy. Now, the reason why I have the 1 hour up as well is because you have an option here. On the currency pair like this is a fast moving currency pair, okay? So you can enter this on a 4 hour and or the 1 hour time frame. And the reason why I'm saying the 4 hour or the 1 hour is because I just constructed most of this analysis on the 4 hour time frame. The fluctuations, I see a clear high, I see two clear higher highs. This is a potential higher high unless price goes back up, but I see two potential higher highs here. And then I have one potential, I have one confirmed higher low here, which means if you wanted an earlier entry or a better entry, it could be the 1 hour time frame. And honestly, it's just a time frame that you're comfortable with entering on. So you have an option, but what's not an option is where you're going to enter the trade at. I'm not selling this. I'm waiting for a pullback because I see clear signs of an uptrend. And when you see clear signs of an uptrend, you're not looking to be a seller. You want to trade with the buyers. Okay. So that is Euro New Zealand. Now, going to the next currency pair, I'm going to keep it with the euros for right now. This is something that my students are in at the current moment. They're actually in buys on this currency pair, and it is Euro JPY. So this one is in a downtrend. Let me just say it this way: it's in a downtrend, but something particular has happened. Okay. And this is on the 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, I'm going to show you guys here. Price has been just dropping, dropping, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. However, last week she made a higher high on the 4 hour time frame. And what this could mean is this is an early reversal sign on the 4 hour. And so for them, they're looking for potential buys back up to the high. Because if this is an early sign that the buyers have come back into the market, then they're going to be looking to take short-term trades or short-term buys back up to the high. And if price continues to increase after that, they're going to now start to become the buyers. Okay. So they're in the trade right now. Right now, they should be in profit or a little towards break even, depending on where they entered at last week. Price has been ranging. Something's been going on with these yens, y'all. Some of the yens, but price has been ranging. But if price does continue higher, this can be a nice profitable trade for them. Now, if you're not in this trade yet, if you're a person who trades on Sundays, please hear me well. I'm a person who believes that you trade based on your beliefs. And if you believe that price is going to go up because price did make a higher high at 129.248, which is higher than the last high at 129.198, and you believe the buyers have come back into the market, then yeah, you can potentially take this trade back up to the previous high here at 129.248. But this has to be your belief, and it has to be fitting your rules to take a buy, because technically this is a counter trend trade. Okay. Now, I don't typically counter. I am not in this trade. Like I said, a few of my students are because they do counter, and that's on them. And I'm praying that they hit profits. I really do, because I love to see my students be aggressive. I'm not an aggressive trader, and I love to see them be aggressive. And so if this takes profit, I'm proud of them because I'm rooting for them. I confirmed this entry for them or this trade for them, you know, even through their nervousness with price consolidating here, because it's their beliefs that they're seeing what they're seeing, right? And so it's just a second pair of eyes. And so their entries did come from the 4 hour time frame, not the 1 hour so much. And the one thing that I mentioned to them was when you enter a trade on one time frame, do not drop down lower to manage the trade unless you're executing more positions, but never manage that trade on a lower time frame, because you'll see something that you don't want to see and it will psych you out. Okay. But this is Euro JPY. I do think that this has a really good potential to potentially go back up as a counter. Now, another currency pair that I want to take a look at is going to be the Australian dollar CAD. And one of the biggest reasons is because of what's going on the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and then following the 1 hour time frame. So if you guys noticing what's going on, price is in a strong downtrend. We can see this on the daily time frame very clear. It's making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and now we have a lower low. Now, Friday, she did close as a beautiful hammer. So we have to be careful here because if the buyers come back into the market, then, you just want to be a little bit careful. But for right now, we don't know if they're going to come back into the market. Price can still continue down, whether this is a momentum candle that can shift price or not. But on the 4 hour, I want you guys to look at how beautiful price has just been dropping in this one area. Okay, so this was like the last 2 days of Thursday and Friday. But when I transfer this information over to the 1 hour time frame, you guys can see that we had a lower high here around 0.89687s, and a lower low here from Friday at 0.89083. Now, when it comes to multiple time frame analysis, remember I told you guys that price does the same thing. Prices make it's in a downtrend on the daily, it's in a downtrend on the 4 hour, it's in a downtrend on the 1 hour time frame. So these pairs are not doing anything different on any time frame. They're actually moving very beautifully together. Okay. So with that being said, on the 1 hour, I'd rather come from this time frame first to say there could be a potential entry. If price can pull back to stay below 0.89687 because it is showing clear signs of downtrend, it's decreasing in its values, then this could be a really great potential trade. Going back down to the downside. Now, if price passes this lower high, once again, the trade has invalidated itself. There is no trade. Because I think it's important, whether you're looking or fishing out potential trend trades, you have to know when not to trade. You have to know when to sit on your hands. You have to know the point at which you just don't have a trade, right? So we can't always just look for entries. I would say, and or while we're looking for entries, you also have to look at, hey, if this trade don't go my way before I can enter, what does that look like? And it's only one thing really, and that's if price reverses, right? If price reverses, that's it. But this is a really good potential sell. Price passes it, there's no trade because it's in a downtrend. And if it passes this 1 hour lower high, then we're going back up, not in an uptrend, but in a retracement. So that's a difference as well, continued retracement. So we'll come back to this, let's say tomorrow, to see how this looks. Now we're going to go to AUD USD, and I'm actually liking this one as well. This is something that was shared in our group earlier today when we were doing our analysis on our currency pairs. And it's the fact that AUD USD made a new lower low, not only on the daily but the weekly time frame as well. The weekly is bearish right now. So I'm going to go to the weekly time frame, and as you guys can see, like, this was the last low here on the weekly time frame at 0.69950, and she passed that last week, right? So now, what I'm going to be looking at is to see how price is going to perform this week. Now, I don't know if she's going to have a deep pullback this week. I honestly have no idea, to be honest with you guys. But the one thing that I do not want to do is try to play the bullish game too early, because technically price is still trending down. Okay. And so we have to get evidence of what price is getting ready to do before we'll say what she's getting ready to do. So here's what's going on the 1 hour time frame. And I want to make sure that my people on Instagram can see this too. So on the 1 hour time frame, okay, let me make sure they can see it. Price, the last lower high was at 0.70460. Okay. And price pushed down to the downside. All right. Last week went down to 0.69677. And now, as you guys can see right now, price is actually retracing. So once again, in a downtrend, your structures need to go below the last lower high prices. And it just depends on what you're trading. Via it be a trend line, via it be support and resistance, like whatever it is, right? Once you get your highs and your lows, because that's what they're for. They're here to tell you we don't want price to pass here. You need price to go here. You need to stay below here, or you need to stay above here. In a downtrend, you need price to stay below the last lower high. So you need a structure below that point. And that's why I have structures here. And so if price can pull back into those tomorrow and give me a really beautiful candlestick that says, Shaquan, you can trade this back to the downside, I am going to be more inclined to want to take the sell. Okay. So this is a really good potential for this week, actually potentially tomorrow. But let's talk about what invalidates this. What invalidates this is if price passes 0.70460. Okay. Got to remember, there's always something that can invalidate a trade. And that is if price reverses. Okay. That just depends on what time frame you're on. But if it goes past 0.70460, I am no longer selling this thing. I now have to start looking for buying opportunities, not long term, not too long term, not too long term, okay? Not too long term, because there is a difference between your swing trades and your day trades, okay? But this one would be a potential day trade. So let's go to our last currency pair, which is going to be GJ. So this is one that was talked about in the group tonight as well in my coaching program, Trade on Purpose. And every Sunday, we get together and we meet and we scout out trades for the week ahead. And GJ is one that I love to trade. I trade this on a weekly basis if it gives me potential opportunity. Now, as you guys can see, and I want y'all to see this on a 4-hour with me because you can see it better than seeing a lot of candlesticks. So price made a new higher high here at 154.964. And I'm looking to see if tomorrow price will go above it. Because if it does go above it, that means that price on the 4-hour, hear me well, on the 4-hour is in an up trend. Okay. So it's going to be trending up, which means I am the buyer. So I got to see evidence of this first. We got to, sometimes in trading, you got to let things play out before you say what you're going to do. Now, if this happens, what's going to happen is this rejection candle right here turns into a higher low. So 4-hour higher low. And I'm going to want to take a buy if price can pull back to around 154.460s. Okay. And if that is the case, I'll be buying this currency pair this week. The only time I will not be the buyer, you guys, is if price doesn't meet anything that I just said. If it does not meet my rules. Okay. And it's literally just that simple. Like you have to have rules, like I said, that says what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. And because I'm looking at potential trend trades or currency pairs that are trending, like not potential, but they're actually showing evidence, it makes it easier to trade because it's either price in an uptrend or it's in a downtrend, or I'm just not looking at it. And that's it. And once you get evidence and you see that, then you start to look at where you want to enter the trade. Because if you can see a clear sign of a downtrend or an uptrend, your take profit should come easy. It literally should. And if your take profits are not coming easy, one of two things. You either don't have enough information on your price chart. And I don't mean adding all these trend lines and levels and indicators. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you're just missing something. And honestly, the second part is you could have too much on your chart. Okay. So it's either you don't have the right information on your chart or you have too much on your chart to where you can't see where you need to take profit, because your stop loss is actually measured after you enter the trade. After. Okay. So that's my top 5 for the week, you guys. Now I'm going to check here on Instagram. I don't know if y'all have questions or if you guys are just watching. Looks like you guys are just watching. Okay, so that's cool. So I told you guys I wasn't going to be on here before you long. Now, I am going live on Instagram and TradingView and YouTube again this week to talk about 3 easy ways to create a risk management strategy. And so if you're a person who does not have a risk management strategy, make sure you guys join me here on Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have some really great gems I'm going to drop for you guys. And I don't want y'all to miss out. January has been such an amazing month. We're going into a new month of trading, and I want you guys to have a successful February, okay? So if you need anything from me, hit me up on Instagram. You guys can DM me, or if you're here on TradingView, you guys can also inbox me here on TradingView, and I'll answer your questions from there. You guys be blessed, and y'all have a good night. Talk to you guys later.